Welcome to the Beard Me That Beer podcast. I'm David.
I'm Sam.
And welcome to episode number 42, Humor, Part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy / funny things.
Is it funny?
We're going to find out. But first,
Terrible.
the beer.
I'm super stoked for this one, David.
Me too.
Not only that, it's just a pleasant, colorful can.
It's like a real fucked up can. It's like a really grotesque looking. There's two people fighting in a hover car.
It's like very gummish colors.
Yeah. Why don't you read it off for us, since you did choose this can?
Did I?
Yeah.
Dude, that was weeks ago. I can't even remember.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm just going to get this one because it's rainbow sherbet.
All right, it's the Prairie Artisan Ales Rainbow Sherbet. Sour ale with rainbow sherbet flavors. Yeah, and as we already mentioned, it's a very colorful can, very cartoonish kind of aesthetic. Brewed and canned by Krebs Brewing Company, McAllister, Oklahoma. And then
so this is a brewery that doesn't can their own stuff.
Interesting.
But Prairie is in Oklahoma as well.
5.2%.
And it's a what kind of beer?
It's sour ale.
With rainbow sherbet flavors.
So,
Tart?
we'll see.
Tarty?
I mean, I don't know. I think of sherbet. I don't necessarily think of tart, but it's definitely...
To me, it's tart because it's like ice cream, but not ice cream because it's really not that sweet.
It's sweet.
It's sweet, but if you have vanilla bean ice cream, that's fucking sweet. And then you have rainbow sherbet, and it's tartier than the vanilla bean ice cream.
I don't think I agree with you.
Do you think rainbow sherbet is sweeter than ice cream?
Well, because I just assume... in my mind, rainbow sherbet is just ice cream.
Have you ever had rainbow sherbet? Do you know what that is?
That's like one of my favorite things.
How can you assume?
Because in my mind, I associate it, it's just ice cream. It's another flavor of ice cream.
It's sherbet. It's not ice cream.
It's the same.
It's vegan.
It's the same. They serve it at Baskin Robbins.
It's vegan.
They
don't serve it at Baskin Robbins.
Yeah, they do.
I've never seen a Baskin Robbins.
You've never gone outside, David.
I've never seen. I've seen all the ice creams. I've never. Do they have it in a special? Is it your vegan like? Do you go? Well, you work in Del Mar, so it's probably like a vegan Baskin Robbins.
To you. I'm not talking to you. All right, let's get it. I'm really excited to try this. Idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
It's vegan, dude.
Stupid.
It's not even ice cream.
Foolish man.
Sherbet isn't ice cream.
All right, it smells good.
Shaylee's going to be like, you don't know what you're fucking talking about.
Smells so good. I'm very excited.
She's going to get you like those eggs.
I'm trying it now.
Wow, it smells great.
Eggs.
Remember the
This is tardy. Holy shit.
What did I tell you? Boom.
No. It doesn't taste like rainbow sherbet.
Sam's like,
this is tart as fuck.
Sam's now thinking, he's like, shit, have I ever had sherbet? Or am I thinking of Neapolitan?
Like, okay, that second sip was better. But holy shit,
really
that was so much tart.
It really smells like rainbow sherbet. Like when it's melted and it's more liquid. That smells great.
That was like I just got sucker punched with a boxing glove just coated in tart.
Yours is tart. Mine's really flat.
At the beginning, it was like, oh my god.
Mine's
really?
super
Yours
flat.
is flat?
Mine tastes like watered down sherbet with water. It doesn't even taste like beer.
Watered down sherbet with water. So just watered down sherbet.
Like it's melted sherbet with water.
Sherbet?
I don't think you know what sherbet is. It's your favorite ice cream. It's not even an ice cream.
It's weird. I've sipped this 3 times now, and I've gotten a different taste every time. What the fuck is going on?
This is an evolving beer. I get the same thing. It tastes like if you're drinking an Otter Pop to me. That's what it tastes like. Like a room temperature Otter Pop.
Like a tartar pop.
Tartar sauce or tarty sauce?
You choose.
Hey, Dwight, pass some of that tarty sauce. Hey, Mike, did you hear what I said?
I hate you.
Come on, you know that's so funny.
I got so much tartar. I don't gotta dip my fish sticks in shit. It's actually kind of gross. I just thought it's a stand-up thing. I thought it was funny because we're talking funny today.
Oh, mine's from Office.
Yeah, mine was a stand-up routine by a funny guy.
I don't taste much beer.
No, this is David. This is a perfect drink for me.
Oh.
What? You see something?
This is not a beer.
What is it? It says sour ale.
Go to the 5.2% at the bottom, and what does it say right above?
Malt.
This is
What?
a malt beverage.
It does not. Okay.
So this is kind of like your seltzers, your what's that one? Four Locos, your Smirnoff Ices, and there's another one, right?
You mean garbage?
I mean, they have their place. They wouldn't have their place if they didn't make them. That's where they go.
But
when you
surprise, I was not. I did not.
This
did not
is
even
a
read
malt beverage with natural flavor.
that. That makes sense. But still,
That's surprising that
bizarre
it says
taste.
brewed and canned, but it's a malt beverage. Do you brew malt beverages? Because I know brewing's is a specific process.
what is a malt?
Like your Four Locos and your
Those are
Smirnoff
examples of. But
Ices.
what constitutes a malt?
Let me go to the Googs.
The Googs. Give it a Googs.
Do you remember what Google was supposed to be called before Google?
In our show, what Google was called?
Back rub.
Oh, I thought it was Nani.
Nani. A malt drink is a fermented drink in which the primary ingredient is the grain or seed or barley plant, which has been allowed to sprout slightly in traditional way called malting. So it basically, yeah, malt. Ooh,
Oh, hello.
malt drink is beer. Oh, so this is malt drink, but not is malt beverage the same thing?
I mean, a drink is a beverage.
Malt beverage fermented drink with the primary ingredient. Yeah. That's weird because I'd never see it say malt beverage.
Well, I mean, there's just a lot of perplexing things about this package.
Yeah.
So I
this
mean,
is probably a beer by
would say-
definition.
well,
It's fermented.
I mean, it does say sour ale.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
maybe it's
Budweiser
malt
calls
light.
their shit beer, and it's not. It's not.
It's not.
It's not.
It's not. I mean, like, I think I like this.
I wanted it to taste as it smelled because the smell was great. It smelled like rainbow sherbet. Now it doesn't. It tastes like Otter Pop beer. I like the sour part because Sam's making a big deal of it being tart, and it's not.
I just don't know what to think of it.
I like how it's barely it's a good sour level. It's not like
No. Okay. All right. In terms of review of that way, like it's not like insanely sour. It's pretty just like even.
it's making me salivate a little bit, but not like unenjoyably.
Yeah. I'm like I like it. I'm just confused because
You know what
it's
this
not-
means? A little bit of
it's not.
some. You got that?
It's not
Every time you say "nah," I want to say "snot" because it almost
stupid.
sounds.
I snot. It just doesn't
Every
taste like
snot
sherbet.
time.
It tastes
I
tartary.
think a little bit of tahine.
I still don't know
Some
what that
Mexican
is.
spices. We need to do
Tahine?
a michelada someday. Ooh,
Who are we meeting?
michelada.
Who's Michelle?
Consuela.
Misha.
No.
Michelada. Michelada what?
Michelada, my cousin.
It sounds like you're saying like you have a lot of something. Michelada.
Michelada. Enchilada.
Enchilada. Yeah, that's what I think.
Michelada is a liquid
Michelada. Michelada.
is a liquid enchilada. But yeah,
It's a lechada.
that would be
A lechada sounds like something I would drink.
like a Four Loko Mexican style.
That sounds toxic.
I mean,
It's alcohol. Yeah, I get it. But I mean, that sounds like something I would drink.
I don't really taste the 5.2%, so I'm happy.
It's good. It's fine.
Thanks.
You could drink this.
Tanks. All right,
Tanks.
let's get this on. Humor Conversations Part 2.
That sounds so awkward when you say humor conversations. Conversations
Do you want
about
to
humor.
do a voice to it?
You could just say, "Oh, funny talks" or something.
That's funny talks.
Yeah, it's a bad joke. That your face just now. Your face just now. Fuck that. That looked terrible from here.
It's like that redhead kid meme.
I hate that. I hate that so
I
much.
love that face. And last week we finished 9 questions, so we will start on question 10. Do you want me to go?
Go ahead. You're on a roll.
What is your favorite comedy movie? Can you recall a funny scene from the film?
You mean the whole film? That's generally how it goes, but it's my favorite of anything.
Yeah, this is probably going to be hard for both of us because
I have several.
favorites are hard. Yeah, so I'm going to pick one that's up there, but I don't know what my favorite is right now. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
You're such a dick. You said, I was like, oh, he's gonna go first.
I can go first.
You're such a, you'd go. Let me think. You asshole.
That was funny, right?
Yes, much fun. I had laugh.
I laughed.
I can't even look at you. Just say your thing, man.
The interview was, and I like it because it was politically, it was one. It was at the time too. There's a lot of debate about should it even come out, and I don't know if Sony really got hacked or maybe it was a publicity stunt. That like if you release this, we're gonna start World War III. But it's Seth Rogen can just play a normal person in a movie and just like knock it out of the park because every single one of us can like visualize being that guy, and he's just like a normal person. But oh my god, Dave Skylark is amazing in every single way. But if I recall a scene, it's they hate us because they ain't us.
So stupid.
So Dave Skylark is like, they hate us because they ain't us. What? That's Seth Rogen. What? He's like, they hate us because they hate us because they ain't us? No, they hate us because they ain't us.
Yeah.
No, they hate us because we're pieces of shit. That scene's really funny. And I had a technical director who worked with us, and she retired a couple years ago. I said that line, and she just started cracking up. She's like, "I love that movie. I love the interview." And she's, not being ageist or anything, but she's a lot older. She lives like in a nice, like, I never think she would even heard of this movie, but she was cracking it. She's like, "I love that movie. It's so like they're just so funny together," and like it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that movie's just full of stupid humor, like incredibly impossible humor, but then also like, oh, like they're broing out with Kim Jong-il.
That was I mean, going into the release of that movie, because I thought that was the funniest shit. That like we basically almost kickstarted a world war over stupid movie.
I still like. There's theories about that Sony hack saying like, oh, like they just said they got hacked to give it publicity, and it worked. No, even if it wasn't, or if it was.
I mean, it definitely promoted that movie. So
yeah, but the funny part is, it's a good movie with or without, that. Mm-hmm. I think they could have used any other terrible dictator, and it would have been just as funny. Especially like the Katy Perry, like it's like, oh, you got a stereo system inside the tank? He's like, no, baby, you're a firework. Is that Katy Perry? No, oh, my wife must have left that in here. He's like, I love Katy Perry. Dave, do you think margaritas are gay? Did your dad tell you that? If margaritas and listening to Katy Perry are gay, I don't want to be straight. It's like, it's just wholesome humor, but it's the entire time it's very political, which I think is very hard to do now.
Especially
in
now.
The climate we're in, it's a terrible time to make fun of but as soon as Trump is not president, 6 or 7 movies are going to come out, and they're just going to, and I hope they tear into it, but I hope they don't do just that same like Alec Baldwin, like
the SNL
bit
thing.
And like, I get it, it's funny for like 2-3 jokes, but to do like that guy is from The Office too. He played Asian Jim.
I know who played, the one, something part.
Jim?
No, Jim. I know. What is the guy's name? He's in Fresh Off the Boat, and a lot of
so
he's very funny, Matt.
He did such a fucking good job, just kind of like being Kim, but like realizing that he's probably just a normal person with a complex problem.
I mean, he was like a caricature in that movie.
Yeah,
but.
That was pretty funny. All right, that's mine.
Well, that's a good pick. I gotta be honest. I've only seen that movie like twice, and that was like years ago.
I think I watch it like once a month.
Really?
It's
one of those for you.
I think
that's interesting.
It's a really well done movie, and seeing the little bit here and there every time I watch it, it's like, oh, the director chose this for a reason. You see more than just but it's just a fun, wholesome like Eminem being gay, like. Like
I like how you say
and
fun, wholesome, and then you follow it up.
I mean, what's wrong with being gay?
There's nothing wrong with that.
Then
But then,
it's fun and
but then you
wholesome,
have
isn't
to
it?
remember there's scenes like the honeypot scene where
Are you honey
trying to
dicking
coax
him?
Yeah.
I'm not honey. She's not
Stupid.
honey. I'm not honey dicking anyone.
Yeah, so wholesome.
You got LASIK since yesterday? Yes. But that's the funny part. They're smart enough to know that they're
yeah.
getting dicked around.
But they still
but they're stupid enough to be like, yeah, let's fucking go.
like, whatever, man.
Oh, and another thing, the music, it makes everything funny too. Like they're just like these like really like weird, Oriental, like Korean or Chinese songs in it that are like really funny, but they like play into it. And there's one song I forget, but our neighbors were watching the movie upstairs, and the only reason I knew it is because the song came on, and I was like, "Oh, that's the interview."
That's the only place they play that song.
I was like, "That's the interview," or they're listening to that song.
The
But I'm
actual
pretty
song,
sure it's the interview.
unsarcastically. Interesting. I don't know. I wouldn't have pegged you for that one. I mean, I like that movie,
I like
but
that movie a
I
lot.
just don't watch it that much.
I like it a lot. It's one of those where I can, it's like a Pacific Rim for me, or I can watch it every other day, every day.
Well, a Pacific Rim is not even a Pacific Rim for me. I'm just joking.
I don't know what that means.
It just means that Pacific Rim to you is not the same to me.
Okay.
It's fine. It's funny.
I don't get
It's funny,
yeah.
David.
Okay.
Just laugh. My stupid. Favorite comedy movie. So like David, I don't pick favorites. I have a rotation that I watch a lot. So I will have like overall favorites, but I don't have like a number one favorite of all time. But one I would like to highlight is Dodgeball.
Ooh, that's a good one.
2004. Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller and
Over the top. Too,
Over the
in
top. It's
every
just,
single aspect.
I knew I was gonna love that movie from the first trailer because it's like I don't know. They show you right away that it's like, oh, you like physical comedy? We're gonna hit people with wrenches and is
You can dodge a wrench. You can dodge a ball.
ridiculous movie. Setup is stupid. Just like a failing gym is getting bought out by like the bigger gym in town, and like they want to stay in business, so they enter a dodgeball tournament
Like
for
your
prize money.
24 LA Fitness versus your like local.
They're your
gym.
literal average Joes,
Yeah.
and that's their team, and they play dodgeball for money.
We can do a car wash.
It's so stupid. There's that like the cast is
The
surprising.
cast is like an all-star.
Yeah, you got like a bunch of recognizable faces.
They were all like not B movies, but like that third actor that kind of had like 3 or 4 lines that were to do comedic relief.
I was gonna say a lot of that cast. There's a lot of like that guy kind of people where it's like you don't know their name, but they're just famous enough where you're like, I see you in things. I know, I've seen you. I know you. But like Rip Torn's in there in a wheelchair doing some goofy ass shit. Justin Long is probably my favorite person in that movie because he's just the gullible idiot that gets beat up.
Stupid college student.
Ben Stiller, freaking hilarious, doing
his wife. Like, they're just.
He's doing his
Ben Stiller. Yeah,
he's doing his Tony character from
back in what was it?
I forget. It's not.
It's Billy Madison.
Heavyweights.
Oh,
Heavyweights. It's the one where the kids are at fat camp. And
yeah.
he's like
I can also see the
guy.
same guy from Billy Madison.
Oh yeah.
Not Billy Madison.
I know the one you're talking about. It's,
Happy Gilmore.
A little bit of that.
The security guard, where he's just like so intense. You can
He's just an asshole.
Shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he's just so angry.
And there's Vince Vaughn
Heavyweights,
doing his just Vince Vaughn stuff, just being like
it's weird because I feel like that was his.
He's like
first. He's the star.
Yeah, he's like the major.
Yeah, but he's like so normal.
He's pretty.
He's
average.
just like a normal like. Never like I wouldn't take him for a gym owner. I feel like he would just have some job. But it's so funny. He's just like the most normal guy.
He's just like a dude you'd see on the street.
Yeah.
That's who he is in that movie. Just like
everyone else has their like pirate guy, and, like the married guy whose wife hates him, his Asian
mail order wife,
Asian mail order bride.
But yeah, and there's like a shit ton of quotable stuff in there.
What's your scene?
My favorite scene. Well, I mean, obviously there's like the dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball. I like the whole thing where Ben Stiller's character, White Goodman, is trying to like hit on. He's trying to hit on his real life wife at the time.
The
accountant who's like kind of in charge of both Jim's kind of finance.
Well, she's
stuff.
in charge of. She's from the bank, and he's trying to buy, and she's like in charge of getting all the
But I like where he comes to her house and he's hitting on her, and then Vince Vaughn rolls up, and then he's like, "Oh, I see. You caught the scent of a lesser stag," and then he's just Vince Vaughn's like, "Okay," and then he's like, "All right, to be continued," and just slams his face into the wall next to the door, and he backs up. He's like, "Oh," and then he checks himself, and he's like bleeding from his nose. He's like, "Nobody makes me bleed my own blood. Nobody." And then he snaps his fingers, and his attendant just strolls up in a moped.
Michelle
on call. Fucking stupid movie. Yeah. And then I like Another good part was when they're in the bar and he's introducing his team and he's doing the roll call. He's like, "We got Blade, Laser, Blazer, Franz Stananaskevich, Davidovich."
And then looks at not Justin Long, the other actor, and then they have like that love moment.
Oh yeah,
It's like, "Why do you look at me? I've never seen anyone so beautiful." And then that so African American's like, "What?"
Oh, and in the actual match,
he's like, "What?"
But yeah, I really like that movie. Haven't seen it. Recommend.
Yeah,
lots of good laughs, good jokes, and like I said, like that movie, like basically just it works on the fact that it's got really good physical comedy in it. So if you like seeing people get hurt, it's a good. I mean, it's not like Jackass levels, but it's pretty funny. Yeah,
and then that lesbian joke they say throughout the whole movie, where the accountant's is like, "Oh, she must be a lesbian," like because she's really good at softball.
What'd you see? Like 8 years of softball.
Yeah.
When she's like,
and then at the end, they keep saying like her girlfriend shows up and they start kissing, and then the guy's like, "I told you she was a lesbian," and she turns around and is like,
"I guess you're
lesbian.
You're
I'm
not.
bisexual."
Oh,
damn.
Stupid.
And Polly. All right. Next question, 11. Go ahead, buddy.
All right. Who is the funniest actor or actress in the world? Would you see a movie just because that person is in it?
Yes, and I did just see a movie mainly because that
Did
person.
you see every movie of theirs?
No, I thought it was... No, would you see a movie just because the person's in it?
Oh, sorry. I took it to the next step where it's like, I will watch everything.
Jim Carrey. And recently he was in the Sonic movie. And I really...
Which by all means should have been a nothing movie.
And by all means, it was a great movie. Honestly,
David tells me it's good. So.
It's really good. It's really good. I was. I'm glad they changed Sonic. I'm glad the studio went back and reanimated Sonic. As much as it cost them, it was the best choice. Because looking at that ugly Sonic through the whole movie, I would have killed myself. But Jim Carrey, like,
brought some classic
stole
Jim
the
Carrey
fucking show. Like, it was like watching The Mask again, where he was just very. Method acting, like you could believe that's him. Kind of. It's him. That's how he is. But even the story around it, like it was a great story of Sonic and I like the multi-universe kind of alien planet thing. That's a good way to tell the story. But Jim Carrey, I really watched that movie because I heard. I didn't watch the movie when it first came out. I think I waited we watched it on the TV when it came out. Like afterwards, but I heard an article say that Adam Sandler was watching this in a movie theater.
Oh, and he
calls Jim Carrey in the movie theater and telling them how fucking awesome he's in it and how much he loves it. Like, if Adam Sandler is breaking the golden rule in a movie theater, calling Jim Carrey...
To call somebody in the movie.
Yeah, to tell him it's good, it's gotta be fucking, like... And it was. It's like Jim Carrey is just so into his role, and then... Sonic is a very, they really made Sonic into real, like, I feel like that's how Sonic, because animated Sonic and video game Sonic Adventure Battle, like, I already have an idea of how Sonic is, but I think they did a good job bringing him into life. Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't think, so I have actors like this where I like them enough where I will go watch stuff if I know they're in it, but I don't. Like a funny person, I don't think I really have one of those.
Okay.
Mostly it's directors, like like a David Fincher.
Well, this
or
is
like
actors.
Denis Villeneuve. I'll go watch their stuff. Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. Like a good face is not necessarily a guarantee that I'm going to go watch a thing for comedy.
Well, it's
anyway.
like if it's like
But like
a Jim Carrey or a Vince Vaughn or a Seth Rogen, is there someone you would go
There's
watch
no one-
just because he's in it, even though you're like, it might not be that funny?
there's nobody that
Will
I can think
Ferrell?
of like that. Will Ferrell's funny, but like he's in a lot of shit too.
Well,
so,
I mean, you just told me that last movie, the Eurovision. You were surprisingly shocked how good that movie
yeah,
is.
but that's an exception because I
mean-
never do that for his other. Like I haven't seen any of the stuff he did with like Kevin Hart or like any of the.
The FBI one, I think. Is
He's
that
done.
the one?
I think he's done a couple, but like I like Will Ferrell, but he's not, that's not enough to get me to watch anything. I don't have anybody. I can't think of anybody like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I can't. I mean, Jim Carrey to me.
Like I like Jim Carrey, but I won't watch everything. Like
It's
I
not
haven't
about
even,
watching everything. It's about seeing a movie just because of them.
Yeah, no, I don't do that.
Okay.
No, I mean not. I mean like I just I haven't seen that person yet. So I mean I'm not against it. But
Okay.
I don't have anybody.
That's fine.
can think
Number
of.
12. Do you follow any comic strip or humorous comic books? Explain what they are about and why you like them. This will be very quick for me. No, I don't. I don't read because I don't know how.
I don't read words.
But back in the day, and I think I actually still have them somewhere, the Calvin Hobbes series, but I think that's most people.
Not most people. I never read those.
You really? Oh, they're pretty
I mean I've seen
they're
some,
pretty
but I
funny.
don't.
I
like,
think Matt Groening was a good one. There, he had a couple comic books or like actual, not strips, but books. But yeah, Calvin Hobbes, I had like 5 or 6 of them as a kid, and I think I could reread them a couple times because they're just stupid, like stupid, smart, like just little dumb jokes, and yeah, it's kind of like an escape. But that's about it. I don't have anything else to say.
I mean I don't like. I'll read an occasional comic, but not like I don't read like stuff from like the newspaper like that.
The funnies,
little
yeah.
funnies. But I have an alternate question in lieu of that, which I think is a little more relevant. Do you have like any favorite memes currently or anything like that?
No.
Really? Is there like a meme you like in the past year or two that you've seen that just like cracks
Definitely
you
the
up?
past year or two. Hell no.
Okay,
Like
like
it's like just declined.
do you have a favorite meme?
No.
You don't? Yeah, not even like the classic like thinking raptor or like
No, that one's stupid
yeah.
because it's its foot, not
Good.
his claw.
Yeah, this is about as good as a conversation about memes should go. This is
yeah.
exactly what I was hoping for.
I look at a meme like, God, someone wasted their time trying to make this funny, and it's just not
Premium
funny.
grade A content.
It just isn't.
I love it.
I'm really trying to think, but I really can't.
I was hoping you wouldn't have an answer because I don't have an answer for
Okay,
that.
that's fine.
I just wanted to say that because I'm like I don't have an answer for the comic strips.
I don't
but
have a favorite
they-
meme, and I don't think there's been a good meme in about 5 or 6, 7 years.
I mean, they're all pretty much variations on the same kind of.
Everyone thinks they're
Themes and
funny
stuff.
when they shouldn't even try.
I like memes that don't make sense. Like there's like they're 4 layers removed.
I think
like
the-
and you need a lot of
The
context.
last good one, but it even now I'm thinking about it, it's like, wow, it's not even that funny anymore. But the obsessive girlfriend one, the obsessive. girlfriend
oh,
one.
where she's like,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's like some of the things. It's like it was funny a little bit, and then now it's like looking back, it's like, nah, it wasn't that funny. It's kind of.
I don't know, a lot.
I think maybe because mental health and we're
Oh,
getting
yeah.
more.
I was gonna say a lot of what makes a meme for me is just the picture that it's associated with, and even then, if
I think I've seen people try to force a meme so much that it's just like, no, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen generally, and that didn't happen to you. So stop trying to make something.
yeah,
It's
you
like,
can definitely spot a tryhard.
what's
meme.
the one line? It's like, stop making it happen. It's not going to happen.
Oh,
that
oh,
meme.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Read number 14, sir. No, 13, sorry.
Number 13. Do you enjoy dark humor? Why do you think people sometimes want to joke about topics like death?
I do enjoy dark humor to an extent. And I'm currently watching a show right now called Degrassi. And one of the moms has cancer. And the daughter's super worried.
Hilarious.
But the mom and dad are like living life and like still being normal and like, you know, and the daughter's like, "Why are you guys like being so happy about this? Like, she's sick. Like, she might die." And the dad's like, "We still gotta like live. Like, like we can't just be moping around. Like, if she dies, we should enjoy what we have left.
We're not gonna change anything. It's just there's a timer on it now,
or there's not. Like, because it was like she needs like." Not chemo, but some other treatment. So she has like a better chance of living. But I think it's like that. It's like I get it if you don't think it's funny, that's fine. But other people think it's funny. And you know, people who like, oh, I have cancer. Like, I'm gonna make a cancer joke because you know, it makes me laugh. Because I've come to accept the terms. But, you know, some people don't have to accept the terms. You don't have to accept the terms of your, you know, timely demise. But I do enjoy dark humor. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, no, I mean, like, you know, within reason, there's like,
I mean, like,
anything can make me laugh.
Don't make fun of the Holocaust. I think that's a pretty blatant rule. I think slavery shouldn't be made fun of. I mean, these are tragic, and some would say it could have been avoided.
I think it's, well, even at that point, I would say, I think it depends how you deal in making a thing funny. Because you can make a dark thing very funny.
I think it's much better if you've gone through it.
Well, that's true.
Like a cancer survivor making a cancer joke, I think is much better than someone who's never had cancer.
I'm just saying, like, good point. But I think it's in how you deal with a joke. So it's like you could tell a joke about a subject, but it doesn't have to necessarily be about a subject. Like you could talk about people's reaction to a thing.
Oh, yeah.
There's ways around it.
I don't think that's about it though.
Right, but I know what you mean. Like, because there's a certain level of like crass humor, which is just like you're like, oh, that's in poor taste.
Like Sam can make fun of my beard, and I wouldn't. Like I've heard it all. Like he could make fun of it, and I wouldn't. Like he's making fun of me in a darker sense, and I wouldn't find it offensive. It's okay. But if Sam started making fun of like
your pubes,
just kidding. I mean, I'd be like,
you're like,
I would show them to him.
I'm kidding.
But if you started making fun of like the Holocaust or like, you know, Black Lives Not Mattering, like that would be more insensitive, and I'd be like, "What?" I mean, he would never do that.
I was going to say, like, why?
That's like the farthest thing.
Why are you trying to make me the face of that? I'm like, I'm going to have that following me now.
Well, now you got to support it.
Also, attention I don't want.
But it's just like, you know, there's things you can make fun of and the things you can't. But Sam does have a point. The way you do it is also it's pretty important.
There are ways to make things funny that don't necessarily seem funny, but like it definitely helps to have a certain level of sensitivity to dark stuff. But
I mean, or insensitivity. Actually,
certain.
I would say insensitivity.
Lack of sensitivity. Yeah. But I don't know. I didn't even answer this. Dark humor. Yeah, I like it. Laughing at grim stuff. I don't know.
Or like, I guess like last week, John Mulaney makes fun of the kidnapping kids, like
because he puts a fun spin on it.
He's like, when it happens, you want to punch out the tail light and start waving to oncoming traffic
because it's ridiculous. But like, I don't know, like in just stuff I watch, like dark humor. I think when I see the words dark humor, I think of like. In terms of like stuff I'm watching, like black comedies, so like Evil Dead, 2, that's like a black comedy, dark humor. It deals in death, but it's kind of slapstickish.
Yeah,
that is a type of dark humor.
That is its own genre for sure, because it's just so amazing,
horror,
funny, but adventurous. Especially 2, because it was just like what, and then 3 was like, this is not.
But
like,
I mean, that's just what comes to mind for me. But like, I'm not afraid to laugh at potentially grim things.
Dave Chappelle like was
Dave
Chappelle was like for me the first kind of dark humor, because he's talking about drugs and violence and
heavy stuff.
Yeah, I mean, especially for we're lucky enough to not have that in our lives, but you know, being black, he did all the time. But he'd made it funny. Like,
why are you talking about him like in past tense? Dude's still kicking, man.
I mean, he's not doing what he had that Netflix series like 2-3 years ago, and that's it.
He's still cranking stuff out.
Where?
Like on Netflix.
I know he's
active.
Contract.
He's doing things.
But he's not like doing like what he.
Well,
was
I mean,
doing.
you know, it's not like Chappelle Show.
He took a long break. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Key and Peele are the most current things that they could do dark humor with a twist.
And even then, that's a little ways off from now still.
Yeah, 2, 3, 4 years ago.
It's a few years,
Christ.
but yeah, I mean, that's not even necessarily dark humor, but they do delve into some dark stuff.
I think they do a good, like the way Sam described it, the way they deliver it, like calling your girlfriend a bitch. And they do it in such a way where it's like, no, you guys just lack you're so insecure about yourselves as men that you have to joke that or lie about it. All right, number 14. Do you do silly things to amuse your friends? Give an example.
David, I don't know if you do.
I think I do.
I say sometimes.
I don't try. It just when it naturally like, oh, like I've been saving this joke for 7 years and now it's the time. But something consistently? No, I don't have a consistent bit.
I mean, you do have some recurring things.
I mean, I do
try.
The Office a lot.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
never
you
gets
do.
old. I'm at the point where I can do The Office, and like to new people, they're like, "Oh my god, that was so funny because you did exactly how." And I do the mannerisms. I know my buddy
because you have them committed to memory.
my buddy Matt at work. He just like I'll do like a whole like 2-3 minute bit, and he's just like cracking up because it's like. And I was like,
if you close your eyes and it just sounds like you're watching.
I have an out of body experience. Yeah. I'm watching myself do it.
You're like, hey, what does Jim say at minute 14?
So I'm not there yet. Here's the worst part about me as an Office fan. I don't know the episode names, numbers, none of that. And like on Reddit, some people are like, oh, that's episode number 45, blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
for shame, David.
No, I'm
real fans don't do that.
I'm more like, motherfucker, you just like opened up your fucking pirated version and went through it and you have them numbered and named. You don't actually know the number and name.
I mean, that level.
But yeah, I don't do any silly bits.
I mean,
I can't think of any.
I don't have silly bits, but I definitely do stupid things to try and make the people around me laugh. Like pretty often. Like I don't even think it works 90% of the time, but I think it's funny. And then like my dumb brain is like, well, don't filter that anymore. Just do it. So
bigger than that, the more
it's like,
fish you catch.
It's fine. I think I do more misses than hits, but I don't know. I like to keep things light around, especially like my friends and family and stuff. So I try to varying degrees of success.
I would say I don't do anything silly, but I would like to think I'd like to keep things lighthearted.
See, that I don't know about that.
And be funny. Sam's just insensitive.
Maybe I'm doing a bit right now.
No, you're trying to think. That's what you're trying to do.
I do a lot of filler comedy.
Well, because
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Something funny. Try that. Nope, that was bad. Backpedal. Yeah. No, I think you do stuff, David.
I just don't. Think
I just think you're more serious than I am.
I mean, I just
but like a lot.
I don't want to waste my energy.
Well, then you're. I don't know what that says, but that sounds like
someone described me at work. It's not David's not about the journey.
You're about the you said this. People know, David.
They should know.
There's been at least 3 or 4 episodes on here where you mentioned that.
Good.
I want people to know.
Is
it my turn? All right.
Yeah.
Number 15. Have you played a practical joke on another person? What did you do to whom?
Is that the correct?
Whom?
Is that the correct tense?
Whom?
No. I guess that's a bit we do. We always make words.
Just change words.
Yeah, change chows. What was the car one?
Oh, the care.
Well, what if they drive a care, David?
It's fun to say things wrong. That's not really a practical joke. That's like an inside.
Yeah, no, that's what I was saying. The last question. Yeah, that's the silly thing me and Sam do for sure. I don't think I play practical jokes on people, because to me, practical jokes are like very set up. Take a lot of planning, take a lot of thinking. But yeah, I don't think, besides doing, the scary Halloween walkthrough, I can't think of much.
Practical, I don't know. From what I've seen and observed, which is the same thing, I don't know. Practical jokes are, I definitely would say,
I think
less successful than
I think a good practical joke takes a lot of work.
I think the payoff is not generally as good as like the amount of work.
And all those videos of like on YouTube is like, well, I'm gonna like tell my girlfriend I'm pregnant or whatever bullshit, or like
I'm gonna tell my girlfriend I'm pregnant.
Lesbian couple.
That's true. That's true.
Don't be
checked me. That's good.
Checkmate.
Thanks. That's why we have friends. Checkmate. You're such a dick.
Or like, I caught them cheating or some stupid scandal like that. I just don't think those are very good practical jokes, and I think our golden standard is in practical jokers, where those to me are they don't act like it, but those are all very meticulously planned and like researched, because they wouldn't do some, they're professionals, and I just don't think on a regular basis I'm at that level ever.
I mean, like, I did do something in the realm of, like, a practical joke for a while, but, like, I don't know. It's, like, it just depends on what your aim is and what your level of commitment is if you're hoping for a big payoff or not. Because sometimes it's just like you did that? Kinda?
Or, like, you can argue, it's like, it's not a practical joke. You just played a lie for 5 months.
Which is more like what I did for a really long time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, a practical joke should have different levels of sophistication.
Right. I think
because I don't want to minimize a practical joke. Those are very hard to do.
Like a very good practical joke, absolutely worth it. People will talk about it, but like I figure like a layman level practical joke is it's just a commitment to lying about something.
Practical jokes. I just want to call them, you're lying. You're just fucking around with something.
I've casually lied to people before.
I do it to Sam every single day.
Really? About our friendship.
Everything. Our whole friendship is like, wake up, you're in a fucking coma.
That's pretty good. I think the last time I did a practical joke, I think it was a good one. I remember me and my brother. So on account of us, David and I doing streams, and we're like deep into Halo right now. There was a point. I'm pretty sure. We had the Xbox hooked up. We were thinking we were playing Halo 2 or something, but like we were recording stuff like from the AV output straight into like our VCR, and we just had like a blank tape, and we were recording stuff, and then
did you play it in front of your parents?
No, like I think what it was, like we had like I think we had 3 controllers in, but it was just me and my brother playing, and then we recorded that, and it was like a good like at least 15 minutes of footage on there, and then we got my dad in, and then we just played that back, and we weren't playing anything, but we were like holding controllers, and we were just like moving around. My dad's like, my controller's broken.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
He's like, why am I not moving?
See, that's a practical joke.
It's a dumb joke.
That's a practical joke, though. You planned it, and there was some elements that you couldn't just normally do. Yeah, that's a good one.
And then there was another time, like immediately following that, where like we actually had it on, and my dad was trying to play, and we were just, I think me and my brother were not very nice.
You put a pillow hiding your hand.
Like I think we were playing on like Lockout, whatever that snow one was, where it's like you're high off the ground, and it's just like there's like a central platform and like a couple different buildings around. That sound familiar?
The tower one with a sniper pointing down?
Yeah.
Or Lockout on Halo 1, the big one, flat.
No, that's not. No, that's Sidewinder.
Are you thinking Ascension?
I can't remember. Anyway, we were playing this thing, and my dad was like crouching in a corner trying to figure out what does what. And me and my brother were just like jumping on top of his avatar. Just like kind of like beating him, but he wasn't dying because we were like.
See, that's not a practical joke.
That's not a practical joke. That was just
around.
That was just in poor taste. We're like, hey, Dad, don't play video games with us again because we're assholes.
Yeah, and never again.
Yeah, but The other one, I kind of like the other one.
That
but
one's a practical joke.
I think
for sure.
I think everyone forgot about that one.
All right. Your turn.
I read practical
Does
joke.
parody have a place in your culture? Who or what is usually the target of parody? It does, and some of the more long-winded shows and popular shows use parody all the time. SNL, Mad TV used to. God bless. Key and Peele, all the skit ones because they're based on something. I think parody is amazing. It's a way to poke fun of yourself without feeling bad. And I think currently it's all political.
Mm-hmm. Which, say what you will,
Yeah.
but that's what's out there.
Yeah. It's so out there that it's like, well, we can't not make fun of it.
I mean, like, I get it. It's a very easy thing to do, but it's not always the best thing. But yeah, parody. I'd say it does. As per my taste, I don't know. Like it's hit or miss. Mm-hmm. I keep saying that about everything now, but like David says, a lot of it's like, especially the stuff coming out now, which I don't even really know where you're watching any of this. Like,
I don't watch SNL, so
yeah, like SNL's the only thing I can really think of, and I don't even really my folks watch it. I don't really watch it a whole lot, but like it's all just political, and like I kind of hate that because it's exhausting. But I don't know, like there's definitely a space for it, but like a lot of the time I don't think it works.
Parody works because mass amounts of people have seen it. Mm-hmm. So it's always like celebrity gossip, something that our eyes has seen, and then we can be like, oh, they did that bit.
I don't think it's I don't know. I like old parody stuff more than I like current parody stuff. I think it's just, I don't know if it's about it aging better or it's just,
I think at some point all parody gets old.
It does.
It's just like,
I mean, especially,
who cares?
Yeah. Well, comedy is a lot like horror. Like it's like it kind of loses its impact after the first time you watch a thing. I mean, depending.
Yeah.
But like, like a old scary movie parodies, I prefer to like all of the schlock that came after that. So like your date movies or like epic movie or especially I guess anything by those guys.
My favorite parody was Haunted House with
I did not watch that.
Is
that the Wayans?
Yeah, the
guy?
Wayans brothers. But I like 2 a lot more.
There was a second one.
Yeah, and they were like connected in a very good way. 2 was really funny because they made Annabelle like a fucking super horny doll that like he ends up fucking. It's so fucking funny. Because it was so like at that age of like Tinder and Snapchat. Mm-hmm. It was just like so relevant.
For me, I would prefer like an airplane or like a naked gun to like a vampire suck or something.
Isn't funny anymore though. Slapstick.
You wouldn't go for like a Mr. Magoo?
Yeah, hell no.
What?
Yeah. No way.
What about like a Hot Shots?
Nope.
No?
I would go about Reno 911 for sure, but that's more profanity.
That's not really. I mean, it's kind of a parody.
It's really outrageous. It's a kind of a parody.
It's more of
a parody.
It's more of like
kind of you're not being terrible cops because like it's a skit. It's a whole parody because they're making fun of like the worst cops ever.
I get it.
It's not kind of a parody.
I would say it's like a very thoughtful commentary on the state of. I'm full of shit.
I mean, it is.
It is.
Back then, it was a parody on how, like, hey, these aren't fucking cops.
This is
but they do such a fucking good job of making it look like they were cops.
But, like, I forget that is a form of parody, but I'm thinking of, like, the one-to-one parodies where it's like, oh, this is in direct response to this kind of thing.
I think
and more so in movies.
Porn does the best job of doing parody because they just take fucking the same characters and just give them really outrageous porn names. It's amazing. That's great. 17, go ahead.
17, almost done. How do you feel about toilet humor? Are farts funny?
I think fake farts are funny. Mm-hmm. I don't know if toilet humor. I mean, if you can ever reach the part in Dumb and Dumber where he gives them the whole bottle of X-Lax and he's fucking destroying the toilet.
I was like, see, I don't think that works anymore.
That's what I'm saying. If you can somehow reach that level of funny with a toilet joke, yeah. But I think that was the end of it.
I mean that doesn't make me laugh. That's not funny to me.
Then you're definitely wrong.
Continue.
That's it.
That was all you had to say.
Yeah. That's what I say. I don't think anything. If anything can get to that level, it would be funny. But I don't think fart jokes are funny.
I say I don't generally laugh at toilet humor, but I will say I can get a good laugh if used sparingly. Like if you're not constantly reeling out toilet jokes, like an unexpected, just kind of like, I don't know, like a good whoopee cushion thing sometimes might get me for like as a reaction, not like because I'm like, oh, I think that's funny. More like it's just a matter of timing.
Isn't your reaction because it's funny though?
Not really. It's like it's.
So you're just laughing to be polite?
No, I don't do that. Sometimes I do that. Not for
it's
toilet
because you
humor.
think it's funny.
No, it's like it depends on context.
Yeah, but you think it's funny. That's the point I'm trying to
like,
make. If it's a
reflecting on
good
it,
fart joke, you still think it's funny. Yes or no?
not the way you're saying it.
How would you say it then?
I would say context adds to
But it's
the
still
amount
a fart
of
joke.
fun.
It's still a fart joke.
So like, if it's a
Even
fart joke, if it is a literal joke, like someone is
complex,
there
and
is
it's the ending
someone
of
is
some
telling
movie.
a story, someone is setting up a thing.
That's
and
complex to me. That's very
not-
complex.
I don't
Whoopee
care. For
cushion
that.
just sitting. That's just not even to me. That's not even a fart joke. That's just like a gag. Because it's not a real fart joke.
I would prefer
a gag.
a gag
Okay.
to a blatant joke, because it's just like it's not my cup of tea.
Okay, did you like the bit in Austin Powers where Fat Bastard shits and says, "Corn? I didn't have any corn."
I mean, not really.
Okay,
there's many other better laughs.
That's hilarious because it's like that corn doesn't digest, so it just comes.
I mean,
out of you.
that's just a quirky fact. That's not a
But he made it into a joke the way he did it.
yeah. But you have to know that. Otherwise, you're like, well, why? I don't understand.
You have to
It's
know
just
that corn. What's that?
I don't think that's common. No, I don't know if that's common knowledge though.
That's
That
common knowledge.
I don't know, David.
I think
I don't know what
everyone
people
in the
know.
world looks at their shit as they flush it.
We don't know that.
I mean, you got to make sure it flushes, right? Or it overflows
People.
and then fucking, oh no, you're at your friend's house. No.
No. You just do your business and flush and don't look like a
100%.
weirdo.
Sam always does the opposite of he's like, of course I check. I fucking have like a mobile fucking plunger to make sure that shit goes down.
You don't know that?
Or Sam backs his own shit and takes it outside.
I could be lying to you, or
know,
I could be telling the truth, or it could be something
or
totally
like
different.
That not to make fun of people, but when people use the restroom, then turn on the faucet, it's like,
I get that.
I don't. It's
I
a
understand
bathroom.
that.
I get it. You're in the bathroom. You're farting. You're shitting. Who cares? It's like your thing. Like one episode ago, it's like what would you want to normalize? And you said farting.
That was not one. That was several episodes ago.
I said one of the episodes.
I thought you said one episode ago.
No, I
This is
said one
definitely
of the episodes.
one of our prior episodes.
You said
But,
farting. You would want to normalize.
Okay,
So
I understand that. I
should
said
be
that.
against the
that is
faucet.
no, I know, but the functional part of me says that. But the weird anxiety-ridden part of me is like, oh.
So then you should be looking at your shit to make sure that doesn't overflow and you don't clog a toilet because you're anxiety filled.
There's no sense to the anxiety, man. It just
Last
is.
question.
Well, I was gonna say about the toilet humor. That's it. Go ahead.
How
Is
do
it
you
my turn?
react if someone tells a bad joke? Do you laugh to be polite? So
I
Sam
mean, you
said
were
sometimes.
just silent when I just said that zinger.
If there's a bad joke,
hurt my
I don't
feelings.
laugh, and or I'll say, "What the fuck?"
You're very good or bad about pointing out when you don't think a thing is funny.
Be honest and tell you that's not funny.
To you,
I tell it to
the
anyone.
room might think that's funny.
I mean, if the room's laughing, then it's just like it's something I don't find funny. Cool, move on.
See, like your whole demeanor right now is exactly how you sound when someone tries to be funny, and that is destructive. That's hurtful.
So would you rather me be like, that was the funniest fucking thing I've ever fucking seen in my entire life?
This is the same thing.
I know.
It's the same thing.
But now you know I'm lying to you.
You could just pretend you didn't hear something.
and be like, oh, can you tell it again?
Yeah, because then they might. They
do a
might
better
I was
job.
gonna say their delivery could improve.
You got one shot.
Man, you are.
I'm gonna
You
say
are
it. I'm
something.
gonna say it in hopes that they do rethink it and redo it.
And just don't try that ever again.
I mean, they could choose that. That's my 99%.
You can
for
crawl
sure.
in a hole.
I'm not crawling a hole. Just never do it ever again. But if you do it again and you are funny this time, kudos. Because that's the best part. Getting better.
I'll say there are motivators to whether I will laugh to a bad joke. I'm not. I think I'm definitely more likely to give a pity laugh than David is. But like, I just like laughing. I would prefer. I'm like, if you can laugh, why not laugh? I don't like. That's my favorite emotion.
Do you think that takes away from it?
To laugh at stuff, huh?
Do you think that takes away from it though?
I'll laugh harder if it's actually funny.
Yeah, but then you're just like, then your base level is just laughing at everything to be polite. Then it's not funny. Then people get onto it. And it's like, oh, he's just laughing because that's who he is. A fucking fake. That
You're
was
a
funny.
prick. That was all right.
That was pretty funny.
That was good. Kudos. That was pretty good.
That was a joke. It was a
It's like,
gag.
it's a joke, but it was like hurtful because it was some truth in there. I'm like, I liked,
Because Sam doesn't want to feel uncomfortable.
well, I think it's easier to laugh at things
And
than
please
not.
go away.
It's easy, yeah. I'd rather just skirt things under a
If I
rug or
laugh,
laugh about
will
them,
you go
so
away?
I don't have to think about them. Yeah. I don't know. I like laugh.
If I listen to you for 30 seconds, will you go away?
I'll just say I'm not a hard laugh, which I don't think is a bad thing. But like,
I feel like you're polite.
I am a polite.
Yeah.
I am
You're
a
more polite than me for
laugher.
sure.
But I'm also just more likely to laugh in general
That's fine.
because I find things funny.
That's
I
fine.
like
That's
laughing.
Fine. That's fine.
Don't say that's fine.
I'm
like,
saying that's fine. That's your
when
thing.
you say fine, I hear in my head, I'll permit it.
I'm okay. That's okay. Okay.
I'll permit
okay.
it.
Sorry. How about
okay.
this? Okay.
I'll allow it.
I will allow it.
You're Mr. High and Mighty over here, condescending air.
Confidence
Funny.
is so different to other people. All right. That was it. Humor 2. And next week we have a special episode, and you'll hear more about it later. But thanks for watching and listening.
Peace out, funny people. Keep drinking, keep listening. Beer Me That Beer is a San Diego-based craft beer YouTube, Instagram, Twitch, and podcast show.
And for more of us, check out beardmethatbeer.com. That's beardmethatbeer.com. If you want to reach out directly to us, email us at bmtbinfo@gmail.com. That's bmtbinfo@gmail.com.